sorry, I was thinking what I'm going to say. Hello my lovelies, it's Veronika, welcome to my YouTube channel. Just exclude the stuff that's going around behind me, the halo so to speak. It's the sun setting just over there and I'm looking at it right now and I'm thinking it's so stunning. It's just really nice, like a golden colour. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's been a really bad day today and it was so busy and wet all day long, and it's beautiful to see that before I go to bed, because I'm about ready to go to bed for today. So today I'll bring you my, well, I was going to start with 10, then I went into 15, then 20, and I've ended up with, I have my notes down here, 25. So 25 random facts about me. I thought 10, and then I thought, oh, maybe I should take this out and put this in, but no, I want to share this with you as well, so I thought 25 is gonna do it for this time around. I might do a few more in the future. You might not find this interesting, you never know, so maybe if it's not gonna get enough views or likes or anything, I won't do another one, but maybe I'll be feeling in the mood for sharing something about my life with you, something from my life with you, and I will do. So yeah, so I'm gonna adhere to my notes because I'm gonna get lost, so and on a tangent, and like I'm doing right now. I mean, we are what, 1 minute 20 in, and I haven't actually shared anything with you. But the first thing, I'm not gonna be doing this because I only have so many fingers. The first thing is that I am Slovakian. So I was born in Slovakia, and yeah, I haven't been home for quite a while, probably about 3 years. Most of my family lives in the UK, so close family, so I don't go home very often. Number 2, I moved to the UK in 2005, so I was freshly 18 when I moved as well, so that gives out my age. And the next one is gonna give out a bit more, not the next one, maybe a couple of next ones will give out my age a little bit more. But yeah, I've really been enjoying living in the UK. I think it's given me a lot more opportunities than Slovakia would have ever done, but I will never know, will I? So yeah. Number 3, I'm a Gemini, so that means I was born in June, May or June, but I was born in June, and I'm your traditional Gemini. So Geminis are supposed to tend to have a split personality. I have more than one. All of them are good, none of them are evil, but I can really, my writing would change from page to page, sometimes from sentence in sentence. My head is all over the place, so I can be sad 1 minute and then laughing was something else on the next minute. I can, it's just amazing. It's how I love my personality, to be honest, and I think, well, I don't know, some people don't believe in the whole horoscope and how it affects you, which moon or sun or star or planet you were born with and over you or whatever, but I do really, Gemini gets me. It's just what I am. So yeah, I do love my star sign as well. So I think we're going to 4. 3 minutes in, and I'm on question 4. My 4th random fact. I speak 3 languages, out of which I speak 2 fluently, and that's my native Slovakian, and I speak English fluently. Well, you know, you see. But after 11 years in the UK, and I studied English for 6 years as well back at home, so we're talking 17 years. I do speak everyday English, and at home we speak Slovakian, but with my niece and nephew we speak English. And yeah, so I use English on a daily basis, probably more than I use Slovakian. And then I speak German as well. It's a bit more, I was fluent. I had German for 11 years, I was fluent. The problem is once you stop using it, stop practicing, and I haven't used it in 10 years. I can read without any problem, can't write anymore. And I think if I went to Germany for 3 months, I think I'll pick it up back again quite quickly. And then I understand Czech, it's just like a, you know, Slovakian, just 90% of similarity, or a bit more, a bit less, I'm not 100% sure. But then I do understand a bit of Polish as well. I can get a gist of some of the older Russian, and when I went to Italy, I got some of that as well. But I think I just listen and learn, and I really want to learn French or Italian in the future. And then number 5, when I was actually a kid, a little girl, I think I was about 7 or 8, I really wanted to be a teacher, and I would put all my bears out and dolls and stuff like that, and I would be pretending that I'm teaching a class. and I wish I did follow that dream, because I think it would fulfill me a bit more than my current job does. But to be honest, it's still a dream that eventually can come through. I know it's difficult, and you know, you have to, it's a selective process and everything, but I would teach German, to be honest. That was the thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to teach. Number 6, I'm counting with my head, I have 6 siblings. So my older sister is from my mum's first marriage, then it's me and my brother, my younger brother, from my mum's second marriage, and then I have 3 sisters and a brother from my father's second marriage, which I've never met. And number 7, when I was in high school, I used to dress up as Eminem. Surprise, surprise! Yeah, so the whole headbands, the loose shirts, and the trousers were loose, and I just looked weird looking at it now. Number 8, I'm very addictive, and you could probably see it around when I film. I get easily addicted, so I got addicted to filming, I got addicted to makeup, and I can reel myself in, so I will be eventually reeling myself in with everything. And it's just, I think it's my Gemini nature as well, that they're a split person, that one will be on my shoulder sitting here going like, you can't do this, and the other one will go like, go ahead, try it, and that will win a little bit, and then this one will win, and then this will win. It's just that sort of thing. I can get easily addicted when I can't go to a casino, for example, because I will play, and then eventually 3 hours later I will never lose more than I actually won, but I will have to reel myself in and say that's enough for tonight. And I think I haven't been in a casino for like 2 years or something, but I can easily get addicted, and that's why I don't usually bet or anything like that. Number 9, I am scared of heights, but not as scared as heights and enclosed spaces. So anything that's high up and it's enclosed, it's just, I get a panic attack. It's ridiculous. Number 10, my biggest pet peeve is when people ask for things before they check for them. So my brother does that. Oh, have you seen this? Have you looked? No. No, I don't think so. Number 11, I am very comfortable at being alone. And this is not just because I haven't been in a relationship for a while, that's a personal decision. I put career first, and I work six days a week sometimes. Most of the time it's 8-hour shift. I do a 10-hour shift on a Saturday, but I tend to do sort of a lot of evening stuff as well. And I like to be alone, that's my problem. So I'm one of those people that I'm quite comfortable with doing this as a hobby, then do art, then do, I don't know, jewellery, go to cinema, see friends. I don't feel alone. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I'm thinking I wouldn't be able to do this. So, but to be honest, I wouldn't have to see my mum for 3 months and I would be quite happy, or my brother for 2 months or whatever. And I think some people that are around me don't get it, that I'm that kind of person that actually can be without a contact with them for a very long time and still feel like they're part of my life. Number 12, my first real job was a waitress. I did work in a fast food shop for 6 weeks, but my first real job was a waitress, and I do waitressing even now as a part-time job, and I've been in the environment for about 10 years, and it's very it's rewarding, it is, but it's customer service, it's face-to-face, it's on the phone, it's complaints, compliments. It's, if you're looking for a first job, I will go and do waitressing, because it gives you a base. So what it will do, it will introduce you to life, it will introduce you to money management, salary. If you can get a business where they do tips in hand, so you don't have to share it with people, because let's be honest, not everybody works as hard as you do, and it's a fantastic way to start. So if you're 16, 17 years old, even a bit older, so after uni, get a job as a waitress or a waiter in catering, that sort of business, because you will get the interaction, you will get the real life, and yeah, I find as a skill, if I ever lost my full-time job, I will go back to waitressing until I was looking for another job, because it's such a skill. Number 13. Not sure what I meant with that one. Oh yeah, I have a love and hate relationship with change. So there are some things that I don't mind changing. I move quite happily. I would change my clothes every day if I could. My makeup changes every day. But there are certain things that I just can't stand the change of. And sometimes it's a bit scary. So, but yeah, I think we all are like that. So like, for example, I can't imagine moving out of the town I'm living in. That would be a huge change and I just can't do it. Can't even imagine it. I will have to one day maybe if I find a good house or something, but there you go. Number 14. I would rather eat a bowl of plain pasta, fusilli preferably, than a chocolate cake or any other pudding that you can think of as your favorite. I love pasta. I sometimes have a dessert before I have my meal because I just want that feeling of that pasta to stay. So it's really strange. Number 15. I am not a confident person. I probably don't look it on the camera, but I'm a seriously confident person. I will be if I'm forced to do it. So there is a situation, manager drops out, senior drops out, and you're the one in charge. And you have to be, I am. So I can step in and sort problems out and think with a clear head and like that. But I'm not a confident person. So me as a team leader, if I wasn't forced into it, I wouldn't be a team leader willingly. I'm quite happy with just being that person that's being led by other people, but if there is the need to step up, I will. Now, number 16. There we go. Something from my childhood. When I was little, most of my friends had dolls with golden hair and all that sort of stuff and pink bows and things. Now for some reason, I had a dark-skinned doll with pitch black hair, curly hair, and I loved it to bits. It made me different and I loved it. I was probably a little girl and didn't realize it then, but when I grew up a little older, I thought, oh, I wish I still had it, but I don't. 17. I write fiction and I write poems. And I only write fiction and poems when I feel like it. So there has to be a good time in my life when I will go back to the novel that I have started 10 years ago and I rewrite the stories, the characters. I do have main plots in my head, I just can't put them together to make it into a book, so to speak. Not that I would like anybody to read it, but I think there is one particular story that I really enjoy and I have even 2 books in my head, but I just can't pick it up and make it meaty. It's really strange, and for some reason me writing sex scenes, well, to be honest, I'm quite comfortable in doing that, but I just don't know exactly. So sometimes I think, oh, that's a little too quick. But especially since I've read the 50 Shades of Grey. So but yeah, poems as well, I have to feel like sometimes I just need to be prompted by somebody. So I did a poem competition and I got a certificate, and it was called The Account of My Life, and I might actually read it out in a video maybe if people are interested, but if anybody got this far. But yeah, so quite enjoyed writing. I think fiction, just like art, it's a personal favorite. Number 18. Do you know there is this sort of like a test for your personality? And apparently half of your brain, I think it's the left half, is numerical, so very factual and that sort of thing. And then the right one, I think it's art and very vibrant and that sort of thing. And I'm bang in the middle. On every single test I have taken, if it was through work, through internet, anything, I am bang in the middle. On the graph, it's just like I don't have an overpowering side of my brain. Number 19, I never had a long-term pet. So basically my sister would babysit a cat or a dog or a parrot or whatever, but the only pet I had was about 3 weeks, and I promised my mother, it was a guinea pig that I found in the forest, and I promised my mother that I'll take care of it, and I didn't, and then they got rid of it. Simply they just told me to put it in a shoebox. And my sister, 10 years older than me, she said to me, oh, I was 12, I think. We'll taking it to the village because it's gonna survive there. It's not gonna survive in the town through the winter. What stupid excuse is that? Number 20. My first case was when I was 14, and I will never remember it. I will always remember it. It was too much saliva, put it that way. It was wet. It was slimy. It was just ugh. But I'll always remember it for that particular reason, not for the fact it was my first kiss. I liked the guy, but that was about it. 21. I stopped smoking in February 2012, on the 11th February 2012, because I had throat infections quite a lot, and smoking was aggravating it. So I went to the GP and they gave me those Champix pills, and they helped me. They made me sick like hell, but they did help me. So 4 years on, I'm persistent. I gained a lot of weight, but I'm persistent. So I was used to be a size sort of a 12, and I think I'm a size 18, 20 now, and that's because I replaced cigarettes with snacks. So I just have to get why I keep touching my skin, and I just have to replace with something else like exercise or just good treats, not bad treats. And I used to smoke for 8 years. Yeah. So 22. I rarely have an alcoholic drink, so I probably drink 5 times a year. 23. I have passed my driving test last summer, so I've been driving since August. I passed in July, but I didn't get my license until August, so I've been driving since August. 24. This is an interesting one, because if let's say that there is 3 people sitting on the sofa, and one of them is talking at me or to me, and there's something comes up in the TV, a show or something, and I get really interested in listening to the TV show. So I might not be even watching it, but I'm just listening it, and I completely stop listening to the person. It's just this weirdest thing that happens. I do it with my mother, my brother, my sister, a few other people, where I would be like, looking for at the person, but I would be just like, my ear would be just at the TV show and thinking, wish I could just watch that. But yeah, they will have to go like, have you heard me? And I will be like, what? So yeah, I think interest that much. Most of my friends like to talk in front of me about whatever they're going to do or whatever, and I'll be like a third wheel because they have such busy lives and everything, mums, and I'll be sitting there going like, I don't even have to be here. So I think that's what made it so easy for me to listen to, well, not on purpose or to other conversations, but like with TV, especially music. I hear a song or I hear a TV, a show on radio or something like that. And last but not least, we made it, and the sun is just about to set. 25, and we are 18 minutes in. 25. This is an interesting one for me, because most of the time I remember my dreams. So sometimes in the middle of the night, if I wake up and go to the toilet or whatever, get a glass of water, I won't. But if I slept through the night, in the morning I'll wake up and I'll remember my dream. So some of them are seriously scary, and some of them are really, really nice, some of them are weird, but I do, and sometimes that helps with the book writing. So not that well. Would I like to publish a novel? Yes, I would. Will I ever finish it? I don't think so. So it's not a plan. I think, it would be a nice thing, but the novel writing is just sort of to get me ideas to make my English a bit better, and try to look for new words, and just to help me really. And I think it's a dream, to be honest, a dream on a paper. And sometimes I would dream and it would be like, oh yes, I can use this, and I would write it down by my bed or something on a notepad, and I would be like, yeah, I can use this, and put it in. But yeah, so yeah, there we are. So we're 19 minutes in now, but yeah, I hopefully enjoyed the 25 random facts about me. There might be another one in the future, you never know, probably will be, because I wrote them all down, so I'll make sure that I don't share the same things. But there are things that I like, things that I still remember from my childhood. Oops, I just broke my bracelet because I was pulling on it. But things that I still remember from my childhood and I would like to share with you in the future. Other things that probably will happen as well. But yeah, So this is a 25 random facts about me. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, I would love that, and otherwise I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.